Good evening. How are you? Since Steph is not here today, we're doing our own, but I thought it was a really good idea to start uh, having a podcast every week. Uh, we're gonna have some guests also that had experience with our MBJ and trio and the cattle from the powder brand cells. Um, But anyway, this podcast is more for give you more information for you to get to know us a little better. And a lot of you is young in the breed and it's just starting. And I like to have this to help you to get to know the Brangus breed a little bit more, the red Brangus, and to know the MBJ program and our and trio and also our genetic partners that is doing a really good job of breeding their cattle and the best that they can and to bring to our event. That's our seventh event or sixth event that we had, and we started the COVID, and it was funny because we did an event for 50 people or 150, and when we were 10 a.m. we had 20 people. It was a kind of a stress on that day, and then 11:30 we had lines of cars and we had close to 200 people in our first event. That's our sixth event, and we are always trying to improve, right? And that's what I want from you. I'm creating this channel for us to communicate. And today I'm not going to answer the questions because I don't have the help that I needed. But we'll get better, and we have more people, and we will answer live questions. But if you have any questions to me or to the ranch or to Alan or to our genetic partners, you can just type it in when we're going to respond to all those questions after the event, okay? Uh, what I want to tell you a little bit more, we are getting close. We are about 60 days. We are the event's on September 13th at 3 p.m. But doesn't mean that you gotta get here at 3 p.m. Please don't. Uh, I would recommend you come on Friday because we're gonna have a cocktail. We're gonna have because we will try to show the lots of the sale before we show at that night on Friday night, and we're gonna have another presentation on Saturday morning. Okay, just so you get to know the cattle. We'll have the catalogs here. We can be commenting about the lots. I think it will be very important for you, especially like when I mentioned when you started. Knowledge is everything. You know, and go into those events. Don't come just arrive and buy something and go back and stay for the party too because we'll have a party. Let's start from Friday. Friday, on Thursday, we're going to have cattle for display. On Friday, cattle will be the display. We got the sale pins. You can come. We're going to have water and some soft drinks for you. And we'll be here to, Edu will be here with us. Alan will be here. Fernando will be here. We're going to have our team. Esme is coming from Mexico. We have other people that support us through the world, and they will be here to help you to explain all the lots and remember when you get here, don't be shy. Ask for help and ask. You can ask me or anybody that will be here that to show you the lots. And if you don't find a lot, where the lot is, we'll have a map of every lot, and so you can find them easy. And but this cell, I'm telling you, I've been traveling for a couple of months already, selecting this cattle that is coming to this year's sale, and I'm telling you, it's going to be our best part of the brand sale. It's always been a great sale. Every year we've been improving our averages. But another thing is, when you come to our sale, yeah, we have cattle for everybody. We just don't have commercial bulls. We have herd bulls, and we have really high-end females. Up to show heifers, donor prospect, semen sire prospect, herd bull, and we have semen for the. Just also to mention that most of 80% of our bulls we do not sell on the open market. We just sell at our event here at the part of the bench sale in our red carpet sale in Houston, just on our MBJ and Trio events. Just so you know, and don't wait because a lot of people call a week later. Oh, I need semen. I can't. We cannot do that because we have an agreement. A lot of the breeders, of other breeds, they don't sell semen in the U.S. I never liked that. I was 18-year president of the Red Brangus IRBBA, and I always pushed our members to sell their best genetics. And we always done that OB Ranch, and we always done it here at MBJ. We are open to sell any animals that we have. The only thing is, I started doing that just at our events to help, to make our event a little bigger and more interesting. That's why 80%, yes, we have a few bulls that we can sell to you through the years. And Bovine Elite help us also to sell those bulls. But the most important bulls, the most popular bulls at the moment, like now we have Knockout and we have Liberty. We're going to be, today we're not going to talk about the genetics, okay? Next week we will start that. And for you that you say, why don't you do it in Spanish? Also, they tell me that you can get translation on your computer. I'm gonna find out more of that, and I will put more information about that this week. But what I want to tell you, we're gonna have a podcast in Spanish also. We're gonna have once a week, one in English, one in Spanish, and try to get to you the most that we can, especially for you to. A lot of people don't understand how big this Red Brangus breed is right now. If you travel worldwide, and I've been to every single country that raised Brangus, and I'm amazed. It's been 30 years of traveling. I like to say that I've been to every single World Congress, and also not just the World Congress, going to the ranches and seeing our clients and partners' needs, what their problems are. And that's why we try to make our MBJ genetics adapted to every single client that we have, independent of where they are. We sold animals to even Idaho, to Washington State, animals that was more, we call the elite, MBJ elite. And today I'd like to explain it to you a little bit more about it, because when we see the cattle presentation that we'll have, when we see the lot presentation we're going to start talking about next week, you're going to be heard a lot about this. MBJ Performance, MBJ Elite. What is MBJ Performance? What is MBJ Elite? I created that at OB Ranch when I was OB Ranch, because when I travel, I needed, each ranch has their own needs. And I always thought that there's no one Brangus. There is different styles. And those styles, a lot of time when I had clients that didn't know, they would call our cattle that was not consistent on types. Yes, was not consistent types because I was breeding 2 types of Brangus. And today there is more than 2 types of Brangus. And I tell you, what is the MBJ Performance? The MBJ Performance, a lot of people think, oh, it's the cattle that gains more weight. No, it's not just that. It is that too. But it's cattle that has more Bos Indicas, or if you don't know the word Bos Indicas, they have more Zebu, more Brahman influence. Those animals, when I say, and a lot of my clients ask, hey, but they're not 3/8, 5/8. Yes, they're 3/8. There are multiple generation 3/8, 5/8. The only thing is, we have been selecting those animals phenotypically and look at those animals worldwide, how they adapt, And we're trying to make an animal. They are 3/8, 5/8, multi-generation. They have more Brahman influence. And why is that? Because there is slicker hair. They have more leather, so they can adapt a lot better on those countries. Cattle down there cannot be tight-hided. Those animals that are tight-hided, when they get down there, they don't perspirate as much as the loose-skin animals. And we're going to be talking about that. I love those performance animals. Those are the animals that adapt the better. When we export them, they never have problems. They look a lot better actually when they get to our client's ranch because they have bone, they have guts, they have power, and they have good EPDs too. I can tell you when we started this line at OB Ranch, we used to average 2.8, 3% marbling on those animals when we started. And our elite would average about 3.5. That was many, many years ago. Today, I can tell you the last scan that we had 50 animals, the performance animal, they average at 4.5 marbling. And the elite, that I'm going to explain it to you, the difference after I finish, we average 4.8. But just so you know, this elite cattle, and a lot of time, does the performance cattle need to have more skin? They will have better heavy sheath. No, because everything in this genetic world is selection. And we try to select for that too, because I know that animal is going to like the harsh country, like Florida, some of the Louisiana, they have some of those spikes, and that animal need to have a little better position, the 45 angle position on that sheath. But we select for that too. But when you go and come to this cell, every single animal that we went for those our cattle from trios and all our consignment, we went to see every single one of them. We are not God. We can make mistakes, but we did our best to select the best cattle for you, to the cattle that will work for you, because I want you to return to us, to our next sale next year. And we're going to be here for a long time. I arrived from Brazil in 1994, and I can tell a little joke because we came to establish the Nellore breed, and I came very young, right after college, and I was in Houston, 10 years ago, and everybody thought that when I was here, I was very young. I was inexperienced, but I was experienced. I had ranch in the Amazon. We are 7th generation on this business. I know what I'm doing. And then I was at the Houston Livestock Show. I was putting our booth because down here, it's not like some of your countries have lots of help. Here we got to do like a lot. And I was putting that booth together, and then Slow Willens. You know who Slow Willens, right? One of the best breeder ever. Jim Willens' father. And we're a good friend. He was a good friend of Ruben's. And when I first got here, he saw how hard I worked and how much I traveled. And then he came to my booth at the Houston Livestock Show, and he congratulated me. And I said, "Why you congratulate me?" He said, "Oh, you were a survivor." Maybe he thought I was not going to last very long or how young I was. But I'm here. And we had the transition from OB Ranch in 2016, and we're growing worldwide. Our genetics today, you can see them in over 16 countries. In our MBJ line, you can count on our genetics. They will work for you, and also you can get that phone and call me anytime. I'm a 24 on this business. You call me and you say, "Marcus, I need cattle for this environment that I have." And it doesn't need to be mine. When you come here to the sale, I sell every lot from all the consignment as they are mine. And from Trio, we are part of the same program. That's why when we select them, we are thinking on you. Of course, we are helping and supporting our partners, but if I don't help you, you will not help us. That's why I want to give you, I don't want to make it long very day. We got 5 more minutes just to finalize the thought and just saying that if you come here, make sure you come before the sale. Not Friday will help, but I would recommend you to come a month before, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before. Come to get to know our donor cows. I have all the MBJ cattle is here at the ranch for to show you, and also I will have some consigners here too. And then so I can show you. It's very important for you when you buy a cow. You need to understand the difference between genetics and condition, because a lot of sales you go is a lot of condition, but it's very important for you to get to know the herd, getting to know where those cows are, how well they adapt to their environment, if they milk, if they're fertile, if they're cattle that are. I have cows here, and a lot of people criticize me to keep some 14, 15-year-old cows. They work every year and they wean a calf because we got a criteria here of older cows and heifers. They got to wean above 480 pounds. I'm saying, and we keep an eye on them. If they are open, we don't give them one more chance. If they're open in the spring breeding season, we give them the fall breeding season, and they have to be bred. If not, they're going to be sold. Anyway, I like to just summarize everything. We are here for you, and our sale is going to be September 13th at 3 p.m. We'll have an event on Friday at night. We'll have you start in the afternoon to show you the lots, and we'll be talking about all the schedules. And just remember, next year we're going to have a lot of new things too. We're going to have a presentation that it started at 1 p.m. from the IRBBA juniors, and they call the Power Hour. And we're going to be talking to you about how to make your business profitable and how to make your business, because show is good, is great, and I like going to shows too, but it's very important for you to make the cattle work for your clients. And how can you grow worldwide? Our market is so big. You got Paraguay right now exploding, Argentina, Brazil, all South America. We just came back from Peru. Peru is just starting, but it's already growing very fast. You know, on their first year, they already have over 30 members. I'm saying we got Thailand. We have all the Orient countries coming. One day, I think China will be a big breeder. We need to help more the breed. We need to help each other more. And this market is a lot bigger than we can provide. We're very small compared to the needs that we have for our cattle. I want you to get this feeling, and I want to, on those, during this podcast that we have, we're going to talk about a lot about that, how big our market is. It's a lot bigger than you think, just because we're going to have blacks and reds, but we're going to talk about also how the bred is catching up. You know, now don't quote me on that, but about 80%, 18% of the out of 40,000 registrations. I'm going to double check those numbers, but I remember when I started being the president of IRBBA 18 years ago, we used to be 8 to 9% of the total. You know, we are the few breeds that are growing, because a lot of the other breeds are downsizing. We are growing. For you to see the idea, this year in Houston, we had over 300 something animals, red animals, complement to the blacks. You know, I love blacks too, but I'm saying the red cattle is growing worldwide, and that's why if you go to every single red Brangus sale, it's booming, of course, because they're great cattle, and people start realizing now, and the commercial men in the U.S., everywhere from Arkansas, from everywhere, they're realizing they need cattle that can perform on grass, that can adapt to that heat, then still have carcass merit. And we have that on the red Brangus breed. But anyway, I'd like to just to thank you very much for you to be here with us. And we're going to do a lot of better marketing for you to get to know our next event. But we'll be here for you. And I'd like to thank you. Just remind you, if you have any questions, just make sure you send it to us. But you also can log into our Facebook, MBJ Ranch, and also we have Instagram and we have YouTube. We also, our YouTube channel, we need to work a lot on that. We have really good content on that, but we never market it right. But we're going to be working on that right also. Our YouTube channel is called MBJ Ranch on the Road. And then it's very nice material there. We just need to promote it better so you know that we have it there. But like to just thank you again very much. And I see you next week, 7 p.m. on Monday, okay? Have a great night, and I see you next week. Bye.